Hi, welcome back. So now we're going to move on to making the orchids from the wafer paper. Now I've got this coloured stuff, never used it, and it's actually, I thought it was quite a nice warm colour. You can just see the colour no more, it's almost white, it's just like kind of got a slight creamy colour. When you see it together you can see the colour, take it away it just looks pretty much white. It's got a bit of a yellowness there to it as well. So what I wanted to do was make some orchids. Now I had a 5-day class, and Amanda on the 5-day class asked if she could make orchids. And of course I had no idea how to make them. So we worked it out, and then I posted a picture on Facebook. And everyone was asking, can we do a tutorial on how to make the orchids? So I thought, well, let's give it a shot. So while I was in India recently, again, I was talking about earlier on there, I saw this cutter for an orchid cutter. I think it was like £2, really cheap, but it's quite good just to give you the shape for the orchids. So when it came in the packet, it was completely different actually. So I've just bent that into shape. So we need 2 at this size. So what we'll do is we'll make a little template. Actually, no, we won't. Forget what I'm doing. I'm not doing the template. We can just draw straight onto the paper. So all we have to do is just get your pencil, and all we're doing is just going around and then just drawing that out, and then obviously that'll turn round. So you got the opposite side, and then round. Like that, and then that's just got the 2 big panels, and then we need 3 this size. So again, around 1, 2. Okay, so once we've got the 3 of them made, then for the moth orchid it's a little bit different. So this one here is for a funny one that I can't pronounce. So I was just doing a wee sketchy thing just to try to make up, to conjure up my own little template for this. So what we need is, it's almost like the end of a sort of club or something like that, like playing cards. And then what we want to do is, my brain's not working properly, let's just try again. So let's do a thin bit like this. Okay, and then we're going to have the wee sidey bits that can go around like that. And then it kind of curves round. And then it's kind of like a sword, maybe a wee bit tighter than that. And then it comes down to a wee peak. Something like that. Okay, so if we get this, I keep tidying things away, I need to stop tidying stuff away. I'll try and draw them. And then what I'm going to do with this actually, I'm going to fold this in half, which will give us a better chance of getting a neat template. I'll just cut around it to make it easier. Okay, so let's start with the peak first. So we'll go around to there, and then if we cut down there. And of course, the other thing is just to buy some orchids from the supermarket. Generally you can buy them from most supermarkets, and just seems sad to do this, but just take one of the flowers off and just draw around it for your template, which means you have to destroy the flower, but it's worth it for the love of cake. So if I then open that up like that, that looks alright. That top bit's a bit long, but it doesn't matter. Yeah, I think that looks okay. Let me see. Yep, that's good. Okay, and then all we want to then do is, of course, just draw it around this and then cut it out again. But we can't fold it over this time because it's wafer paper. Look it around. And then all the way around there. So just move this stuff out of the way, over there. Now we can use scissors or we can use a blade to cut out. Sometimes the blade's better because it kind of gives a sharper finish, and the scissors can sometimes be a little bit on the rough side. because unless you got really sharp scissors. So there we go. Sometimes we're best just to cut around. Now if I was doing more than one, I would also put 3 sheets or 4 sheets. And I am doing more than one, but just for the tutorial, I'll just do the one to camera and make the rest off camera. Okay, so around there. Okay, so they should just come out, there we go. So that's the 3 back ones. Okay, and then we have the big balloon one. Okay, so I'm just going to cross right over there. And just go around. Making sure the pencil's obviously on the outside. We don't want pencil marks all the way around. And then over. There we go. You can just cut that. That one comes out. Nice. And then we finish off with this one here before we cut out the center of the orchid, which is the trickiest part. Okay. Now this has only happened because I had a student who wanted to do orchids on her cake. So it's quite nice. It was Amanda, and she was the best student to have because she just got on with it and didn't ask too many questions. And then quite often I would turn around and all of a sudden there would be a whole cake there, which is really, really good. Okay. Down there. Okay, cut across there. Again, making sure I don't have any pencil marks showing. Oops. Now, the big thing with this is obviously going from it being a hard paper to then being able to fold it, so and making it into a soft flower, because obviously these are all quite hard components. So once we've got that cut out, just move all this out of the way. What we've then got to think about is how do we bring all this together? So how do we make this stick together? And then we've got our petal that goes underneath there. And then we've got one that goes underneath there, like so. And then we've got one that goes on the top. So you can start to see the orchid shape. And then of course, we've then got the wee one that's going to go in the middle like that to get the middle of the orchid. Okay, so what we need to do for that is I'm going to quick tidy up, and then when we come back, I'm going to get the wires, we're going to get some fabric spray, and we're going to get some water, and we're going to make this come alive. Hi, welcome back. So moving on with the orchid. So I've got some little tweezers, paintbrush, some water, and this Fabry liquid. It's called Fabry liquid. It's vanilla flavored cake spray. It's basically sugar water. Okay, it's a little bit syrupy. It's a light mist on, and it makes it pliable to work with it. It says here it's got water, sugar, cornstarch, vanilla essence, and citric acid, glucose, so some salt and some other things. Yeah, but it's quite good. A wee scoosh is just quite nice. It just gives it a nice softness. So what we've got to do is think about how to wire up, because I want to wire these orchids up. So what I've got is a 24 gauge. I thought it was actually thinner than that. A 24 gauge wire. What I want to do is, first of all, I don't need all that. I don't need as much as that. So I'm going to cut it in half. And what I want to do is I want to make this like a little coiled end. So holding the tweezer and just bend the wire around the end there and take it out. So we've got a little bit, you can just continue it down there. Just so we've got a little bit like that, okay? Once you've got that on there, put the tweezers there and just bend it back up. Just so it's like a little platform, a sticky part, okay, for that. Okay, and then the idea is, what I want to do is then get some paper. Like this. Okay, Okay, fold it over and then just cut a little circle out. And this is going to be the platform that we stick the orchid onto. Okay, so I've got a little butterfly, like so. And all I want to do is just get a little bit of water. Or you could spray it with the fabric spray. Okay, and just wet the surface, get your wire, place it in there, and then close that over, which then gives us our little platform to make the orchid on. How easy is that? That means we can bend it to shape whatever way we want the flower to sit. Okay. All right. So if we're making sugar flowers, at this point we'd have. This is where it says all the time. So if we're making sugar flowers, wired flowers, they'd all have to be wired and then ball tooled, and then these have to be all wired, including these ones as well. Okay, so this is going to save all that time. Okay, so what I want to do is start off with the back ones first. So we start off with the small, the two that go down the bottom end. So a little bit of water onto here. Get your paper, whoops. Okay, and all I want to do is just press that on, like so. Okay, and this one here. And just watch when you put these on, you're trying to make sure they're nice and even. Again, get a press. So you can see there, whoops, very quickly, we're starting to get them to stick on. Okay, that's good. And then I'm saying do it even, I just done a wee bit squint myself. There we go. Okay, and then we have to do the back one. So a little bit of water up there. And then get this back one on. It's just going to go at the top. So you can see how easy it's sticking on like that. Definitely did that squint. What was I thinking? Okay, and then we've got these ones to go on the side, which are going to go on there. Okay, so we need to put water right across the center part, so we'll just do one at a time. Okay, I just want to pop that on there, like so. Press it on like that. Okay, and then water on this side. Now just make sure that's the same way. Yep. Okay, and then on there like so. Again, just pressing that on like that. Okay, just press it down flat. There we go. So you can see here, it looks like we've got an orchid that's been flattened by the car. It's completely flat. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to leave this bit to go hard, just to let the water evaporate. And then we can move over to this wee chappy here, and we can start having a wee play about with this one. Okay, so what I want to do here is, I've not done a very good job of cutting that. That's terrible, Paul. I'm just going to use the scissors just to try and balance that out, because that looks terrible. What have I done? There's the blade. See if I can just make this a bit more round. It looks a bit more balanced. Nope, that looks awful. Oh my goodness, once you start, that's the problem. That looks better. Okay, and the idea is we want to cut a little slit right down the middle there. There we go. And then that opens up, which gives us the little curls, the curly bits that go back on itself. So for instance, if I just get the knife and just give it, you can see here, it starts to get the wee curly bits, but we can use the fabric spray. Oh, big rolling pin coming in, like that. Okay, and then the same for the sides there. So let's just see if this is started to get, oh, it's still a wee bit on the soft side. It's not bad though. It's It's not bad. Now let's just see. Pop that on there, like so. Yep, still a wee bit on the soft side, so I don't want to touch that just now. So I'm going to have a little break for a couple of minutes, just until this hardens up. Once it's hardened up, we can start to squish these and fold them and make the nice orchid. Hi, welcome back. So now we're going to move on to bringing this orchid to life with a little bit of colour and bending it into shape. So what we want to do now, before we attach the centre part, what I'd had a wee shot of was just a slight ball tool on the sugar. Now I got a little bit excited and I went and cracked one of the petals, so you have to be careful. Just before we put it on, you see it just gives a little bit of a curve to it. Now probably best not doing it when it's attached to each other, better do it individually. But I was just thinking, I wonder if you can actually ball it, just to sort of bring a little bit of shape, and it has worked. But down here I tried with the small one, because there wasn't as much shape space, and of course it's went and cracked the petal a little bit. Yeah, you can just see it there on that one. Okay, so don't do the small one. So there's the tip. So you want to do the larger one, but obviously you're better to do this when it's not actually attached. So just lift the petal up, and you're better to do it once it's when they're individual and then together. So then the next stage from that is moving on to the magic stuff. So onto the fabric spray, okay, for fabric spray. And what we want to do is we want to just give it a little spray. So let's just see. First of all, let's see how the mist comes out. Yep, it's got a good mist. Okay, so a little spray. Okay, and you can just do both sides like that. And then the idea is, what happens is, you can start to shape, because it makes it softer, and we can just curl that around. Now, if you use too much, now I think because I've went and damaged this paper with a ball tool, I may have just slightly made it a little bit cracked, which is annoying. Okay, so I'm just trying to cup these around, just so it's not sitting flat. And then these are obviously just need to be cupped a little bit around there. Oh yeah, that looks nice. There we go. Okay. Now I suppose an idea is we could hang it into the polystyrene like that. So when we're working on it, we're letting that gravity sort of pull it down. Now I've definitely went and wasted it by putting that ball tool on, so definitely do the ball tool when it's on the ground. Now if I just lift it up there, how does that look? Oh, that looks nice. Yep, that looks good. Like so, that's fine. And then so what I'm going to do is just leave that to dry like that, which is good. And then I can give this wee chap a little spray. Okay, now I'm going to just, there we go, and then a wee bit on there. There we are. Okay, and then all I want to do is, when that starts to go soft, is just to curl these bits in, and then bring this bit round. Actually, maybe just use a paintbrush. Yeah, that's better. There we go. That's what we're looking for. And then we just want to bring there, and I'm just going to curl that one as well. Yeah, there we are. Yep, that's fine. Now when that's a wee bit soft, I'm like, oh, wrong one. Try and use that big one. There we are. Excellent, there we go. And there we are. So that's just got the centre there as well. So what we can do is we can get that stuck on just with a little bit of water. Now this should have already set, because it sets quite fast. Yep, that looks good. So just place that down, a little bit of water into the middle. And we should be able to just stick that on there, like so. There we go. So apart from the cracked leaf, now you can see this petal here on this side is starting to open up a little bit when it's folding back. So while it's still soft, I can actually go back and just manipulate it. There we go. There we go. Okay, so let's stretch that open again. And there we go. So you can see there, we've got a nice orchid. And all we have to now do is just dust it and bring it to life. So I'm going to make a few more of these up off camera, and then we come back, we can dust them and bring them to life. Hi, welcome back. So moving on with the orchids, so I've got 5 made up, and I've off camera, just to annoy you, I've changed my, not changed, I've just did a little bit extra work to it. So that's the smooth finish, like that, with the fabric, and it looks more like an orchid. But I wanted to make it a bit more zhuzhy, a bit more frilly around the edges. So what I did is I just got a little bit of water and a paintbrush, take the majority of the water off, and just rub the water just gently on that edge, around there like so. And then just leave that to curl up. So that's what I did there. And then it's just going to give it more of a ruffly feel. So you can see there what happens. So hold the orchid up. You can see there, it's given it a bit more of a ruffly feel. A bit more, I mean, I know orchids don't look like that, but I think I quite prefer it like that, and then them being the flat like that. Okay, and when you see them all together, it looks really, really quite nice, all together like that. Okay, so you can see the edges, this one starting to curl around. Now if you put too much water on, what happens is it curls right over. And that one's quite curly there. So just watch not put just enough on it, just to sort of give it a bit of shape. Okay, and then what I thought was, that I noticed was when I was looking at an orchid there, was they've actually got a wee centre bit in the middle here as well. So see if we just add another wee bit of water. And then all I've done is I've just cut a little bit there that I can just push in to the middle there. Hopefully that's just going to stick on. Even just get the back of the paintbrush, just to give it, there we go, like that. And that looks quite nice, just having that wee centre bit there to finish it off. Okay, so to get that, all I did was I got a piece of paper, of the wafer paper, folded it over, like that, got a pair of scissors, and then just cut the smallest little semicircle, like that. And then once you get the semicircle, now I've ran out of the yellow paper, but we'll just, it won't matter. And then just pick that up. There we go. You can see there. I think that just finishes it off. It's quite nice because it was, that middle bit was looking just a wee bit on the flat side, where now it's actually got something going on there, so that's quite good. Now this one here is a wee troublemaker. So it's curling over. I've always put too much water, and it's curling over just a little bit. Too much, and it just seems to not want to stop curling. But there we go. Whoops. See, it's even spinning round. Let's just see. All right. Okay. Okay, so of course it's made these look a bit more paper-like, the fact that I've done that. So if you don't like that, then just stick to the flat way. Okay. Okay, so now what we want to do is we want to add a little bit of colour. So I've got some primrose yellow. Just pop a little bit in there. It's quite strong, so I don't need that much. And I'm going to mix a little bit of white. Now I couldn't find any white, so I've just got some pearl white. I'll just add a little bit of sparkle to it. Oops, where did that bit come from? Okay, and I'll just get a little brush. My goodness. Okay. That's good. Right, and then I've got a little bit of alcohol. There. And get a smaller brush. The alcohol, because it evaporates quickly, it doesn't change the shape like the water does. So what we can do is just get that yellow and then just give it a little dust around there. And as I say, it shouldn't change it shouldn't make it curl anymore because the alcohol just evaporates quickly. There, and then a wee bit underneath. Okay, and then a wee bit just on the sides here. Do you know what they're called? The pistils or the stamens. And a wee bit yellow in the middle as well there, just to sort of get that yellow glow going on, like so. Okay, so that's quite nice. You can see that yellow coming from it. Now, yellow on yellow, this will be interesting. Okay, so that alcohol evaporates very quickly. Okay, and again round. Oh yeah, you can definitely see that. Okay, and then just underneath, on top, and you can see it's quite nice. It just adds. As I say, if you have a picture in orchid in front, I'm just sort of making this up a wee bit, as you can always tell. Okay, and just bending that over like that. Okay, so that looks good. So there, you can definitely see a yellow glow coming from then. So I'll leave that just now. And then what we want to do is then move on to, oh look, so there you go. So that's curled over there like that. So leave these three here like that. And then what we can do is then start to add a little bit more design. The design inside. So that's just aubergine colour. And I like this plum colour. So you get plum for the middly bit. Okay. And I probably need to get a smaller paintbrush. So a 1 or a 00. Actually, I should maybe I just want to, right. Okay, so let's start off with the darker colour first. So a wee splash of alcohol in there. Get a wee brush. Okay, let's go with this one first. That wee bit's kind of closed. I want it more open. Come on. So what I want to do is I just put a little bit of alcohol into the. Actually, I think that a wee bit of that might be better. Now that I'm looking at it, that looks a bit dark. So I'm actually going to use the plum colour. Oh yeah, that's nicer. Okay, and all I want to do is just on here and just put a few wee lines like that, and then you can see going round the side here we've got like the wee dots and a few wee lines kind of going off to the centre like that. Maybe another wee dot there. Okay, and then just try and mirror that onto the other side there. Oh, a wee bit too much on my brush there. There we go. Okay, I'm going to do a third one. Like so. And then what we want to do is the wee dots in the middle bit there. Coming right down actually. There we go. Cool. Now I just want to fade that one just so it matches the other side. Now I've got a wee bit of a gap there, so I'm just going to put a few, oops, just to sort of bring it across, just so it kind of matches. Now just stand back and have a wee look. That's fine. And then it looks like we could do a tiny little bit of red just on this neck here. Okay, and then a wee line just down there. It's fine, and then looks like we could just do a little bit of dusting up, painting up the top, just to add a wee bit of colour underneath there, like that. I mean, it's obviously not the same, but it gives the idea, and you get that little design on there like that. All right, okay, so I'll get busy and I'm going to quickly do all them, and then when we come back, I'll transfer this on. You see I've iced the hexagonal board. I'll transfer that, or just a little bit of ganache, pop it on there, pop a wee black ribbon around the bottom, and then we come back, we're going to wire these up, get them on the cake, and then if we've got a wee bit of time, I might actually add a little bit of sparkle at the end.